Welcome back to the Level 1 Lounge podcast, where we give our uneducated takes on anything and everything gaming related. Grab your controllers and let's power up the system, and let's talk about some gaming news today. And as you can see here, I am joined by my two regular co-hosts. First up, we've got Irish Bandit Rob from Twitch.
Yep.
And also from Twitch, Agent Maverick 86.
Hey guys, how's it going?
All right. Not too bad. And I'm your host for this evening, Rider Pride 639, also from Twitch, believe it or not. But anyways, we've got some news. Yeah, exactly. We've got some news to talk about here. We've got all kinds of fun stuff with Sony and Xbox. We've got some upcoming stuff regarding Gamescom. But before we get into that, obviously we're going to be getting into our usual question of the day. And today's question is, what game series do you think needs to take a break? Irishman Rob, we'll start with you.
I'm going to make this short. I'm going to make this simple. I'm going to make this sweet. Call of Duty.
Took my answer.
We can have the same answer. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just every year there's another Call of Duty. And I heard the disappointment in people during the last Xbox Showcase when the last one was Call of Duty Black Ops 6, 7, 8, whatever.
Yeah, they're on 6 now, and then they're coming out with 7 the year after 6 comes out.
Yeah.
So.
There were so many disappointed people at the end of that. It's just, and then you have like Modern Warfare, Black Ops. I don't even think there's a mainline Call of Duty anymore.
They did go with the World War II one in between. It was Call of Duty Vanguard. And that one didn't do so well either. So they kind of tucked that one off to the side and just stuck with Modern Warfare and Black Ops. There was a lot of rumors that they were going to bring back either Advanced or Infinite Warfare and kind of go into that slightly more futuristic type of thing, but I don't know if anything ever came of that.
I don't know either, but yeah, Call of Duty it doesn't need to die, just needs to go away for a couple of years, and absence makes the heart grow fonder, and
exactly.
Maybe everyone will be like, oh my god, Call of Duty's back.
Kind of like the same reaction that Battlefield is getting, that kind of reaction.
Yeah, well, I mean, 2042 really fell, or is it 2042? Yeah, 2042 just kind of fell flat on its face.
You're putting it lightly. You're putting it very lightly. That thing, the bed.
Maverick, how about you? What's a game series that you think needs to go on a little bit of a hiatus?
This one hurts to say because I love the series so much, and it's going to be Assassin's Creed as...
Yep.
Yeah.
Who saw that one coming?
Yeah.
Me. I did.
I mean, I'm excited for their upcoming projects, but there's some things that they don't need to do. And Shadows was good. I didn't mind it. But, I want to be honest, if anyone's going to be looking at picking up that game now, just wait for Ghost of Yotai if you have a PlayStation 5. It's not a terrible series, but it is getting drawn out too much. I also think that they need to just to stop and kind of do a refresh, because they need to start bringing in a character for the mainline series. This not having a main story during modern time, it's disengaging me more, at least anyways. And I don't know, they just need to get some new mechanics. They got to get some fresh stories. The characters are fine, but there's just a few things with it. It's just starting to get stale again, and they need to give it a rest.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you on that one too. I know a lot of people they're still hyped for Assassin's Creed, and for good reason. I mean, it's been a franchise that's been around for a very, very long time. But yeah, it almost seems like, again, much along the lines of Call of Duty, especially lately, it feels like we're getting Assassin's Creeds like every year. And like every time they announce a new one, they all say, "Oh, by the way, we have 3 more Assassin's Creed projects hiding in the weeds that we're going to be working on here too."
Well, yeah, and they've got 2 that I'm aware of. Like, if you want actual numbers right now, there's 2 that I'm aware of. There's one I'm blanking on it right now. Or Hex, that's the one, is in development, and I think it's going to be focused on the Salem witch trials, which sounds fantastic. Yeah. I'm all for it. I'm excited for it. but like you don't need to release it this year. Do a little bit of extra work, polish it up, give it another year or two. Is my thought. The other one that they're in development right now as well is Black Flag Remastered or remake. Now, am I going to buy these games? Absolutely. But that so regardless of the fact that I'm saying all of this, they're going to get my money. But and I think that's the problem is there's so many fans like me that are out there, and I'm admitting it. There's so many people out there that are like me that are saying like, okay, it's coming out, I'm going to grab it. But the thing is, it's these games are you sink a lot of hours, a lot of time into it as well. Like every single Assassin's Creed game that I have played since Origin, I think it was Origins, um, was it's been minimum 120 hours to platinum, and I have platinumed all of them or 100% of them. So I do spend a fair bit of time on them, but I do think that they need to take a bit of a break and restart it. Ubisoft hasn't been doing great either, and that's the thing. Like they're using Assassin's Creed as their flagship, and I honestly think that they're kind of using Assassin's Creed to keep them afloat.
Yeah,
and that isn't good. Like
No, not at all.
I know I should like I make fun of this game that's still in development, and I know that there's a lot of people that are excited for it, even though it's been so long. But honestly, they need to stop working on Assassin's Creed and get back to working and finishing Beyond Good and Evil 2.
that's a
Put the
funny
work
way to
in
say
there.
Division 3.
No, I'm on the fence of like I'm on the side of Division 2 has enough content. We're getting more and more and more and more. Because it's another
But
thing that
still
they're
no
continuing
crossplay,
to
which
work
is the
on.
big problem.
Sure, I agree with that. However, that being said, they still have a game is now officially the longest game in development in history. And they're saying that it's still coming. Where is it? And I realize that and we'll probably never, ever, ever see it. And I know that Phil Spencer Jr., if he was here, he'd be getting upset about me bringing it up at all. I haven't played the original, but I know that there's a lot of fans that are waiting for it. Just focus on that. That's my stance. That's what I think. Give Assassin's Creed a break. Work on something else that could bring in revenue that people are waiting for.
Yeah.
That thing, though, unfortunately, it's going to come out and it's going to be like Duke Nukem all over again.
As for me, so I mentioned before that Rob took my answer, but I did have a backup one in mind because I had a feeling that Call of Duty was likely going to be one of the first ones to get called out. But for me, I think another franchise that I think needs to give it a rest for a little bit, Monster Hunter. I've been seeing I mean, we've seen two full-fledged games within the last couple of years. Recently in one of the past showcases they announced I think it was on the Nintendo showcase where they announced Monster Hunter Stories 3. I didn't even realize there were two other ones before that. So I mean again, it's one of those things where I know Monster Hunter is kind of a beloved series for a lot of players. If they were to release a brand new one tomorrow, guarantee people are going to buy it because Monster Hunter is much like Assassin's Creed, much like Call of Duty. As often as they come out, they're a beloved franchise from for a lot of players. So, Monster Hunter would definitely be my pick. I never really got into the whole Monster Hunter thing. I tried Dauntless, which was the free to play knockoff of it, and after it was fun for about the first 2 or 3 fights, and then afterwards it was literally just doing the same things over and over again for basically just to get better armor. And then you move on to the next fight. You do that fight 4 or 5 times. You get your armor. You move on to the next fight ad nauseum, basically.
Got really
You're
repetitive.
describing Monster Hunter. Like that's what it is. Like I mean that's every single Monster Hunter that's out there. Honestly, that's part of the reason why I had a hard time getting into it as well. I couldn't do it. So I'm with you. I want to like that series. I really do. But I'm with you on that. I also disagree a little bit. The latest Monster Hunter that came out was a direct sequel, and I think that's where there's a little bit of room there, a little bit of wiggle room. I do agree that there's a lot out there, but I think that since this other one that came out is a direct sequel, there's a little bit of a pass. The other ones, the remakes, they probably could have waited, but I got a feeling that has more to do with the capability of the Switch 2 and wanting to get them out. Because as I recall, those are going to be on Switch 2. So that's what I remember or what I recall. So I think that's kind of one of the reasons why they're bringing those ones out. But it's hard to disagree when you have 3 or 4 within a span of 2 years.
Yeah.
So I agree to an extent, but I'm kind of on the fence with that one. That one's kind of debatable, I think.
Yeah. And Rob, any thoughts on that one?
No, I agree with you 100%. Monster Hunter is another one that needs to go away for a little bit.
And well, you know what? If you guys in the comments, if you agree or disagree, let us know down below as well. Or if you think there's another game another game franchise that you guys think should take a break for a while, let us know down in the comment section down below. But now that we've gotten into the question of the day, the systems are all powered up. Let's go ahead and get into level 1. So. As for the news, probably the big one that we're going to be talking about here is going to be surrounding Sony and Xbox. It sounds like we're really coming out of the exclusivity era. Titles like Gears of War and Helldivers 2 are now being released on opposing consoles. Gears of War obviously being a long-time Xbox product. Helldivers, which was developed by a Sony product, even though it was released on PC at the same time, is now going to be appearing on Xbox. So it's kind of want your guys' thoughts on what you think of Sony and Xbox kind of leading the charge a little bit and starting to bring titles out of the exclusivity era. Maverick, this was kind of your topic that you found. I'll let you take the reins on this one.
Yeah, I kind of was the one that wanted to bring this up and have this conversation because I do think that this is going to change the way that the future of gaming really looks. The one thing I wanted to add was this is not going to be the last title that Sony is finally saying, okay, guys, we need to release onto Xbox as well. So PlayStation also announced, this was August 7th, PlayStation has announced that it's going to totally change how it does business by bringing PlayStation games to Xbox and other platforms. So we are going to be talking about how Helldivers 2 is going over there, but we also forgot to mention as well that Lego Horizon ended up going onto the Switch as well, and that was one of the other things that they gave access to. And the one thing too to bring up is the games that have released on Xbox, like Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi Rush, Forza Horizon 5, are all one of the top-selling games on PlayStation. So, I mean, Xbox is starting to get their bang for their buck on having those games on the PlayStation as well. And I do think that having these games be released on different consoles that's I think the biggest news of all of this. It's not just because like, oh hey, exclusivity is no longer going to be a thing. And like we've been talking about it, saying that it needs to end. And we've been talking about that since this pod started. But at the end of the day, that is going to actually really change the way that gaming is, because you're not going to be going, okay, well, when the new systems start coming out, it's going to be less of a conversation of, oh, hey, should I take a look at getting an Xbox or PlayStation? Like my whole thing was whenever I had friends come up and I'd say, hey, what console should I get? It's like, well, what games are you going to be most likely to play? Do you want to play God of War or do you want to play Gears of War? Or do you want to play Halo? Like I'd rather play these games. Well, then you are going to want these systems. That's not going to be a conversation anymore. It's going to be who has the better hardware. And when it comes down to it, what's going to have the better hardware is going to be PC. That's going to be the direction that everything's going to end up going. And it's good. The other part, like I can't remember if we brought this up, but I think we talked about it in the last. I believe we talked about it the last podcast, which was Steam is going to be finding its way onto Xbox as well with the next system. So right there, exclusivity is going away. So I think what's going on is Sony's going, Oh, Xbox is going to be able to play our games anyways. Why not just give it to them and get the money, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and it's a big deal right now when it comes to that. Gaming has to change. The way that we're paying for games, the way that the systems are working, it doesn't make sense. Everyone's picking and choosing their games a little bit more with the cost, and that's the problem. It's not like you're you're not going to be able to make as much money if it's all locked onto one system. You guys want to make money, you got to release it on everything to appease to all the gamers. And that, I think, is the bigger piece of news that we can discuss.
Yeah. And speaking of exclusivity, actually, I'll let Irish Bandit Rob take the reins after I mention these ones. But another couple titles that we've seen recently starting to show up on other consoles now: Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth and Remake. So, Rob, talk a little bit about that. What are your thoughts on Square Enix finally taking control, or not so much taking control, but finally coming out of their shell and releasing them on other platforms?
I mean, I think it's long overdue, honestly and truthfully. Like, you look at the sales of Final Fantasy VII Remake compared to the sales of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and it's like this. Like, Final Fantasy VII Remake sold like 7 million copies when Rebirth only sold like 2 million copies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, I think that was just on PlayStation alone. But again, not everybody has a PS5, so you got to take that into account. With getting Final Fantasy, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say that's the other thing too, is that Rebirth is not available on PS4.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you get, oh God, lost my train of thought here for a second.
Sorry.
But yeah, we've already seen like the first week numbers for Final Fantasy 16 though were so dismal when it came out on Xbox. But hopefully that improves when Remake comes out later this year on Xbox and Switch too. So, and right now it's only Remake Integrate that's coming out on Xbox and Switch too. But this is a good sign for Square Enix, honestly and truthfully. It gets the game out to more players, it gets the games out to more players, and it just does better for them. And just like Mav was saying earlier about cost of games and such, I know it's easy to say, but the cost of games and consoles needs to go down. Like 100, it's like what they're predicting that GTA 6 is going to be like $100. That's just for the base game.
Yeah.
Like that needs to come down.
Yeah.
And I know it's easy to say that, harder to do it in practice, especially with everything going on in the world today. We won't get into political stuff because this is a video game podcast, but it's just making it harder to be a gamer in this day and age.
Yeah, everything is getting so cost prohibitive now. Like AAA games are upwards of $90, $100. Just for the base games. That's not including like their, the DLCs that you can get or like the collector's editions, things like that. And like you said, hardware is obviously going to be becoming more expensive again, simply because of the political state of the world. With with countries trying to one up one another, tariffs are causing price increases, things like that. And that's not just an American thing. That's a global thing too.
No, it's a worldwide thing.
So the cost of entry is getting much, much harder. So I mean, a lot of us, we're kind of thankful for the positions that we're in, but at the same time, it's not easy even now. To have to continually upgrade, every so often just to be able to keep up with the trends and things like that. So
yeah, exactly.
It's
and that's
hard,
why I look on. That's why I look on Epic every once in a while and see what they have for free games. A AAA game comes out for free. Hell yeah, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah,
and,
like
also...
Civ 6 Platinum Edition came out. Like that's huge. That's still a $90 game for the Platinum Edition. So
and then there's also independent games as well. You can get them for like $20. Some are even for free. So there are some really good independent games out there.
And I was actually talking about that. There are there absolutely is. And I actually picked one up yesterday that is a AAA game. Not AAA, probably AA game. Echoes of the End. And so far, I gotta say, like I've played. I'm only about an hour or so into it, but it's a beautiful looking game, and the story is quite intriguing so far as well, and the combat is pretty fun. And it's so far, I'm having a blast with it. It might actually be one of my favorite games of the year. It could be. I'm not going to be able to really speak about it quite yet because I'm only about an hour or two in. But I mean, it's. I think it's going to be something interesting. But yeah, like, I agree with you on that. The one thing though too, like we're talking about game prices going up, and Outer Worlds 2 was one thing that we could talk about as well for the cost, because like here in Canada it was expected for the base game to be $120, and there is such an uproar about it. Yeah, Rob, I seen that look. Yes, I absolutely agree with that. It was originally $122 or $120, but there was such an uproar about it that Microsoft went, "Ooh, our fans are pissed." Let's drop it back down to like in the US to $70, and for us
that's a little more reasonable. Still high, but
yeah,
Yeah.
89.99 seems to be the going rate nowadays for games like that.
Yeah.
I figured, when you had the mix of physical and digital media, digital would be less expensive than the physical forms because you don't have the production costs, but they're coming out at the same or higher price as the physical games, which is boggling.
It's like knock.
Because
Who
of
is it? Oh, it's capitalism.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think it's got a little bit more to do that they'll use the excuse of licensing, right? Like they need to license the game, and that's the one thing about buying physical games compared to buying digital games, is you own your digital game. You buy digital. These companies have come out and said, they aren't yours.
I mean, even nowadays, that's still not as true as you think it is, because a lot of times these games require online access or require access to certain parts of the PlayStation Network, the Microsoft Xbox Network, things like that. So they could still just as easily revoke your access to it, and you're left with a coffee coaster, basically.
Yeah, I mean that's already going to happen with my copy of Anthem. I still stand by that. That wasn't a bad game.
You don't have like the stack of 25 AOL Canada, free month CDs that came in the mail.
Rest in peace, AOL.
Yeah.
What if that's another piece of news we should talk about? Dial-up is officially dead.
And so is Anthem. I'm going to bring that up.
And that thing was DOA, man. Let it go.
Well, I'm actually going to see when they're going to shut it off.
I thought it was fairly soonish.
Yeah, it is. January for Anthem servers are going to be shut off January 12th.
So there's still time to play it with the other 3 people that might.
Maybe I'll flag down Chewy. Hey, you want to get in for old time's sake? But honestly, that wasn't a bad game. But yeah, I mean, people aren't. Yeah, as you said, there's like 3 people playing it. So
well, I still have to worry about server congestion.
Yeah, but it's like so I'll have an extra coaster there, I guess. But
yeah, well, I mean, there's a few games that are like that too. What was that one that? What was that hero shooter? I can't. The name is escaping me for whatever reason. What was the name of that hero shooter that basically died the week after? Yeah, Concord.
Yeah. No, the difference is Concord, you got your money back. Anthem, it's like, screw you guys, you've had it for years. We're not giving you squat. And we had sales on it where you can buy it for $1.50. So we're going to keep your buck. Thanks, EA. Yeah, just take my money.
Already the answer. It's EA.
That's another one that needs a break is Madden. Madden needs to just stop.
All the sports games. I mean, that's a hard sell because they've literally been releasing a sports game every year.
Yeah.
Since the 90s. Like they've been doing this for the past 30 years. But at the same time, I also see where Mav is coming from, because you take a look at a lot of the systems, a lot of the features and the gameplay and the mechanics of the games now compared to the previous year, and there's like 1 or 2 changes, and they're pretty small.
Just do a patch. There's new players. Here's a patch. Upload the new players. That's it. Be done with it. Like, I mean,
that's what I say.
That's what I've said they should have done for WWE 2K for the longest time.
Yeah.
One game, it gets updated every year, takes off anybody who's been released in that year, puts in anybody new. You don't need to keep shelling out
the game
$80
every 5 years, so that way you can update the engine, you can update the systems and things like that. Give it a really good new coat of paint, but don't just basically come in and do like a couple of little bits of patchwork and say, by the way, give us another $90.
Well, and the funny thing is the way that some of these games do it too, and I'm looking at Madden for that too. It's like they'll take a feature away, and then in a couple of years they're like, "Oh, hey guys, we got this brand new feature," and they put it back in the game. It's like
they're sitting there.
We had it 6 years ago. What? Why did you take it out in the first place if you're going to put it back in? So, yeah.
That was one of the things that really turned me off of the NHL, like the EA NHL series. Was the like basically to be a pro. I played the hell out of NHL. I can't remember if it was 21 or 22. And then I waited for a while for NHL 24, and then it became free on PlayStation Plus. And I did be a pro, and it took away the massive part, like a large chunk of the part of what made be a pro fun, and that was being able to bring up your player and kind of play the way you want to play throughout the minors. So, when I made a Be a Pro character in NHL 21 or 22, I played for the Saskatoon Blades. I played throughout the whole, WHL season and the Memorial Cup. And then NHL 24 comes along and says, yeah, you don't need to play all that. You're just going to go straight to the Memorial Cup. You're going to play 4 games and you're immediately going to go to the NHL draft. It's like, why did you take like that many hours away from me for what?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they used to have that in another football game that I would love to see come back, but they'll never get the license for it. And I can't believe I'm actually going to be condoning an EA game, but is Game Day. Game Day I had a blast with over Madden. I would have rather played Game Day than Madden back in the day. And I know that's going to maybe be a hot take, but I mean, bring that back instead. Give them the licensing.
NHL Hits.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Or NFL Blitz.
Ooh. Bring back NBA Jam.
Oh, yes.
There's a blast from the past. Yes. How many gray hairs you guys just sprout here and that?
Yeah. No.
Well, he's bald, so.
Yeah, I get stressed. I just rip it all out,
But yeah, going back to the whole exclusivity thing. So yeah, I mean, we talk about.
Well, yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Helldivers.
Yeah.
We kind of went off on a little tangent there, but I kind of wanted to circle back because I had a thought as well when it comes to exclusivity. So we are seeing companies, we are seeing platforms that are starting to get away from the whole exclusivity thing, whether it be Gears of War, Helldivers, Final Fantasy, what have you. There's always going to be some type of exclusivity, but we're going to see a little bit less of it going forward. Like, obviously, like when it comes to Final Fantasy 3 Remake, clever name, the third part to the Final Fantasy 7 trilogy, there's a very, very good chance that one's going to be PlayStation exclusive, probably for about 6 months. But they're probably going to do it the same rate as they did with Rebirth.
I actually hope they do it faster, because
even like a 1 or a 3 month.
Same.
Oh yeah, a 1 or a 3 month exclusivity clause would be great, because they can get it into the hands of other players faster.
I think at most 6 months, but when that 6 months runs out, have it release on Xbox like that week that it runs out.
Xbox, PC, Switch.
And I mean that's the kind of the one trick that we've been kind of lulled into, where they say the exclusivity clause is only 6 months, but then it still takes them another year after that to even get it out on the platform. So I don't know what the holdup is, but
look at when Rebirth's exclusivity ended, and when it finally came out on PC, that was like nearly a year.
After and that was a 1 year exclusivity clause too, if I recall correctly.
No, that was only 6 months.
Was it 6 months? I thought that one was a year. But
anyways,
I digress. Like to still think that once that exclusivity ended, it still took a full year before we could see it on any other platform. So yeah, what's the holdup,
I
man?
still can't play it.
I do have to say that I am a little surprised that Final Fantasy 16 isn't selling well on Xbox.
Yeah, same.
I mean it wasn't a bad game. I think what the thing is that it's characters that not a lot of people are really familiar with, and that might be an interesting take on that though too. But I mean, if you're going to be investing in a Final Fantasy game, why not wait for Rebirth, where you get, you're familiar with those characters, and it's, how about this idea? I'm going to throw this out there. Put it on Game Pass. Maybe not do it day one, but if you dropped it on Game Pass,
But
it would
eventually,
get, yeah, like,
I like that idea.
yeah, put it on Game Pass and give everyone access to it. Like Square would get X amount of dollars for it. Like as we talked about it in the last pod, it might not be as financially beneficial for a lot of these companies so much anymore. But I mean, people put these developers put game on Game Pass for 3, 4, 5 months, then they take them off, and then players go like, "Well, what happened? I was playing that game. Now I'm going to have to go out and buy it because I got invested in it."
Yeah.
And that's something to be able to do to bring people in. I mean, maybe not do it right off the hop, but why not have that conversation as well?
Yeah. And I mean,
I think that's a good idea.
the one thing that we're never going to see happen is we've talked about Sony, we've talked about Xbox, we've talked about PC. There's one other console that we talked about that will never ever relinquish the reins of exclusivity.
Atari?
Yeah, well, not really, because they're kind of multifaceted now too. But yeah, here's looking at you, Nintendo.
Yeah, you're never going to see Mario on.
You're never going to see Mario on another console. You're never going to see Pokemon on another console. There are some, some offshoots that are obvious exceptions to the rule, like say Pokemon TCG Pocket, where you can get those on Switch, you can get those on mobile, you can get them. I think there's some web browser based ones too. But yeah, stuff. Yeah, like Mario games, Pokemon games. I want to say the Rabid games, Metroid.
But with the reason why you're not going to see that is those games actually sell. The consoles sell. That's the thing. Sony and Xbox. I mean, I have both of them sitting in my living room. I'm lucky enough to be able to do that, and I realize that. But if you take a look at the sales numbers between Sony and Xbox, they don't get anywhere near to Nintendo for sales.
Yeah,
Nintendo outsells them, both of them. And I mean, that's the reason being is people buy those games.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
And I think Nintendo also kind of plays itself to a much wider audience, like especially in the younger, like the children's crowd. Because I mean, you're not going to see, and you're not. Well, okay, I shouldn't say you're not going to see because it has happened before. But I mean, you're not going to see, 8-year-old kids playing Call of Duty. Yes, you actually will, but they shouldn't be playing it. Is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
But I mean, yeah, like they're not going to be the ones that are going to be, Mom, I really need this Call of Duty. Mom, I really need Gears of War. Mom, I really need Helldivers 2. They're going to be the ones that can say, Mom, I really want the new Mario game. I want to play Mario Party with my friends. I want to catch Pokemon and transfer them through Pokemon Home to my Pokemon Go and play Pokemon Go at school type of thing. So,
well, I mean, the thing is, like, Sony still has Roblox, and of course, every system has, Fortnite. Those are the go-to as well, right? And I mean, and Minecraft. I mean, Minecraft. Those 3 games are huge. Those are, I mean, those are system sellers right there. But again, they're multi-platform. I'm positive they're on Switch as well. I could be mistaken with that, but I mean,
I know Fortnite is. I can't remember if Minecraft is.
Roblox definitely is.
Yeah, Roblox
definitely is. But the point, like with that, I mean, right there, that's another. You're hitting the nail on the head. It's definitely more family orientated. I think those games being on PlayStation is, hey, mom or dad have a PlayStation. I get to play Roblox on it when they're cooking dinner or whatever. They're giving me the opportunity to play games. when they're not. As a kid, that might be the reason why those games are really there. And the thing is, those are huge sellers as well, and a lot of that is microtransactions, and they're making a ton of money with that. But I mean, that's another argument
what company
for
isn't
while
nowadays?
Exactly, like that's another argument right there where exclusivity shouldn't be a thing. And we talk about we talk about future of gaming, and that's one thing though too that is going to be another pain point for a lot of people too, is microtransactions. Like for me, I don't agree with them when they're pay to win. And they're everywhere right now. And that's only going to get worse, especially with companies like Tencent being involved with it, which their involvement in the gaming industry scares the crap out of me because of what they're famous for with microtransactions. And they're eyeing up every single company they possibly can. There is talk of them eyeing up more shares in Ubisoft. So you better believe that there's going to be more microtransactions when it comes to that pay to win. If it's cosmetics, I'm okay with the microtransactions. You guys want to spend money on getting a skin to be, I'm going to just throw it out there because I enjoyed it, Superman for Fortnite, or whatever. You're going to pay for that. That's on you. That you want to have that cosmetic, fine. But the pay to win aspect needs to go away. But the thing is, it's not going to go anywhere. It's only going to get worse, especially with companies going, hey, we can make more money. And Tencent being involved with a lot of these companies as well. That scares the crap out of me.
You see that a lot in gacha games too.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely. And that's not even so much... it's pay to win in a sense, in that it's pay to progress, basically. It's like you play the game up to a certain point, and eventually you just hit this wall where you can't get past this wall until you pay more money.
Yeah.
And then, then you're allowed to pass that wall. And then you hit another wall, and you can't pass that one until you give them more money. Gacha games have been notorious for that. Mobile games have been notorious for that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's an epidemic I don't think is going to be going away anytime soon until somebody finally gets the cojones to regulate things like that, or put some type of legislation in. I know the EU has been working on things like that, where they have implemented certain laws and things like that, where games released in the European Union can't have certain things that are considered predatory. Loot boxes is one of them. This is one thing that almost sank Overwatch. When EU passed that law, because Overwatch was big on their loot boxes. I mean, the loot boxes weren't pay to win at all; it was all skins. But
I will add though, like if you can earn in-game currency, like on Division 2 for an example, you complete a task, you get X amount of coins that you can open up a cache that has cosmetics. That's okay.
Yeah.
Even with Helldivers, there's microtransactions to get war bonds, or you can find that currency in game to buy those war bonds and get additional weapons. That's okay, as long as you have an opportunity to actually earn it. And the thing is, all of us playing Helldivers at some point has earned enough super credits by searching for them to be able to buy a war bond or two.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. That's okay, but you have to be able to earn it. You can not just go, okay, I'm going to buy it and it being exclusive for pay to win. And I will also say, I don't this is going to be another hot take. I'm not opposed to paying for DLCs. I know that everyone likes to give me a hard time that I buy the DLCs, that I buy the higher edition so I don't have to pay for the DLCs later. And that's fine. I'll take that slack. But the thing is, the original game is completed. It's done. It's just additional content that's
there's
not
an
really
argument
needed
for that too. I'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's not a completed game, that's a completely different story. But take a look at Dark Ages. That was a completed game. It's still going to be getting DLC. There's still going to be content that's added at some point. There are some that it's like, okay, no, this game feels like it's not done, and then you have to pay extra for that storyline. That's not right.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get into there.
But I mean, like, for an example, Horizon Forbidden West, they had a DLC content that they added on after. The story was nicely completed, everything was done, and then you buy the content. And I will stand by that the best DLC content they ever added was Blood for any game was Blood and Wine, and also there's a second DLC that I'm blanking on for some reason for The Witcher 3. Best bang for your buck for the DLCs I've ever played. $40 for both of them, and they added 50 to 60 hours minimum for each DLC for $20 each.
I mean, my argument for best DLC goes to Vampire Survivors, but that's just me.
Man, as much flack as we gave it.
Go ahead, Rob.
As much flack as we gave it being nominated for Game of the Year last year, Elden Ring was a completed game, and they came out with a DLC that was as big as the original game.
Yeah, so, basically another completed game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and I stand by with the Blood and Wine and the additional DLC for Witcher, because they could have been greedy and packaged it all up and said, here's The Witcher 4. But they didn't. They said, here it is, you can buy them separately, and that's it. $20 each, and we're adding all of this content, all of these storylines, and new contracts, and all of this. And Blood and Wine, I cannot express how much I love that DLC. There are times that I go, you know what? I just want to go to Tucson and look around and enjoy the scenery. And I want to play Witcher 3 just to get there to explore. It is absolutely stunning in that area. And the characters that are in that area, it's just so much fun. And to be able to go up against higher vampires is really an interesting storyline and plot too. There are arguments for it. Microtransactions is completely separate in my mind. DLC is a completely different conversation. And I'm for it 95% of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think part of the thing that kind of gets me is when usually you get a game, like you buy a game and then you have to buy a season pass separately, and then they release like 4 different story packs, so to speak, basically adding content to the game, which should have been added to the game in the first place, in my opinion. Star Wars Outlaws is one of them, because that game felt pretty incomplete, in a matter of speaking. And then they add this new story content. Now, I think eventually they kind of did away with the season pass and they kind of included it in something. I can't remember. But games like that kind of really grind my gears a little bit, where it's, here, we'll give you this game, but if you want to experience more of the story, you have to pay for that separately, where they basically announce it as the game comes out. It's a lot different than, say, Witcher 3, where it's like, yeah, here's the game. You play through it a year and a half, 2 years down the road. Oh, by the way, here's some new DLC. We're going to add some more stuff to that. That I'm totally okay with. But when you get games that on release, they're just saying, okay, there's going to be some DLCs coming in the future. We're going to release them in little chunks that you're going to pay for separately every time. I think that's the kind of thing that really kind of irks me a little bit.
Yeah. That other DLC I was blanking on was Hearts of Stone, by the way. So Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine. So, but yeah, no, I do agree. Outlaws is kind of a interesting one to me, because it wasn't a bad game. I felt that the story was mostly concluded, but it was still, that game is hard for me to want to go back to. Like, I still have the access to the DLCs. And I have a hard time finding the want to get back into it, because the game was just, it was good. It wasn't great. And I do think that Chewie hit the nail on the head, that I think part of the problem is that everybody wanted to play as a Jedi again, and you're playing as, you're not playing as like you're playing as a
smuggler,
what
basically.
smuggler? Yes, thank you.
See,
You're
but then
playing as a
I
smuggler.
saw the complete opposite when the game was announced. A lot of people were elated, going, "Finally, a game where we can play something as other than a Jedi."
Yeah, I mean, sure, but I mean, there's arguments for both, right? I think the problem is that we're so used to playing as Jedis that we're not used to playing as smugglers, right?
I
So I
don't play
think,
Han Solo.
I mean, yeah, I mean the character, and I think the other problem with that disconnected me too is I just didn't care about Vess. Like
Yeah,
she's
the character didn't feel relatable. Yeah, she was just there.
yeah, and I think
Not
that's
like our
what kind of
scruffy looking Darth
disconnected.
Vader.
That's what kind of disconnected me. Like, I don't recall the last time that Ubisoft created a character. I was like, oh wow, that character was awesome. I think I got to go back to Desmond Miles and Ezio Auditore from Assassin's Creed 2. That's how far back I got to think when it comes to Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Maybe Edward Kenway with Black Flag. And Connor was good too. Like Connor, I thought was pretty cool. Like I've got a statue here somewhere behind me. Like they were fine, but like you got to have characters that are relatable, and that's the problem with a lot of these games too. Like that are good, they're not great. I think that's the tipping factor is they're just not relatable.
So, any final thoughts on the Sony Xbox exclusivity discussion? That
No, we definitely
kinda
took a
circled onto
left turn
few
on that.
extra...
Yeah, we definitely took a left turn on that conversation. Yeah,
No, I think we all made our points for that discussion there. The one
Yep.
other thing that we definitely want to talk about here before we get to the show's end is Gamescom. Tuesday, August 19th. Is the Gamescom Showcase, and we here at the Level 1 Lounge are proud to announce that we are not only going to be showcasing it, we are going to be showcasing it live, not live-ish, but live. We all managed to find some time off to be able to showcase that, which is going to be starting at what time, our time?
it starts
11:30.
at noon at our time.
Yeah,
We
so
The live
12
stream
p.m.
starts at 11:30, but the
yeah, we
Gamescom
will
starts
be
at
starting
noon.
our pre-show at 11:30.
Yeah, so we will be live on the Level 1 Lounge podcast at 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. The Saskatchewan time. That is GMT -6 for anybody paying attention. So if you guys want to be able to tune in to see our reactions live and like live, so as soon as they announce those games on screen, our reactions are going to be just as genuine as the ones all the other ones that are going to be reacting to it. As
So I'm not watching it ahead of you guys and going, I've seen it.
Yeah, finally.
Exactly. So make sure, first things first, obviously make sure you drop a like on this particular video, but make sure you guys do subscribe down below and make sure that notification bell is turned on so as soon as we go live, you will be a part of the action as well. We'll have kind of like a pre, I don't know what the heck they call it. It's like an
Pre-show,
advanced
pre-game.
Yeah, like an advanced notification that the show's kind of like scheduled, pre-scheduled YouTube video on our YouTube channel for when it goes live. So make sure you guys are tuned into that. There's gonna
I'll be setting that up once this video goes live.
Yeah, exactly. So there's gonna be tons of new games that are going to be coming out, games that we haven't heard anything about yet, but they are going to be talking about a lot of games that we already know of. So things like Borderlands 4, which I'm super excited for, Resident Evil 9, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, and a whole bunch more. I know Mav is excited for the Resident Evil for sure, and Metal Gear Solid. So let's do a quick little round table about what we're looking forward to here at Gamescom. Mav, let's start with you.
Okay, so first of all, I'm the ones that I'm kind of looking forward to hearing. I think the biggest one is Resident Evil 9, because I mean I've fell in love with that series. A very close second for me is Onimusha, and the third one is Pragmata. Those three are the ones that I think are kind of being hinted at that we could be seeing. And I wouldn't be shocked if there's something about Ghost of Yotai, because I think there's going to be a little bit more of a push to get that out the door as well. I know that Rob's probably going to say something as well, but I'm willing to put money. I would be willing to bet that we will be seeing some information on a release date for Final Fantasy VII Remake on Xbox, and of course, going on to the Switch 2 is another a guess that I have as well. But yes, all of that, like, it makes sense to push Metal Gear Solid because that one releases in a little less than 2 weeks from now. It'll be a week out after the show that it's actually going to be released. So I mean, there's going to be a push for it too, I think. There's going to be there's some stuff that's in development. I would love to hear more about. It's not going to happen now, but I'm still waiting to hear something about Wolverine. That's the one thing that I'm really excited for. But actually, now that I'm voicing everything out here, I don't think we're going to see anything on Tuesday next week for Final Fantasy. I think that's going to be waiting until Wednesday with the Xbox showcase that they have on Wednesday morning. That's where I think there's going to be something that's going to be announced there.
That would be a safe bet, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and then I don't know. I want to see some new stuff. That's where I am. There's lots that's coming out, but I want to see what's in development. I want new trailers. I want to know what else is coming.
Yeah, same. I'm with you on that one. Looking over the list here, Ninja Gaiden 4, Onimusha: Way of the Sword, and Borderlands 4. I've really been enjoying what I've been playing of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, so maybe that will be the thing to finally get me into the Borderlands series. So
yeah, I mean, this is your first dip into the looter shooter
pretty much,
genre. Yeah, and you've been really enjoying it.
Oh yeah, really fun game. Like I've said before, I love the feel of an RPG and an FPS. So that's a great amalgamation. The dialogue has just been so witty and so funny, and I am absolutely loving the character of Tina. She is just chaos personified. So and the banter back and forth between Fret, Tina, and Val is just top notch.
Yeah. I mean, having oh shoot, I can see his face now. He voices the antagonist. Why can't I think of his name?
Will Forte?
I don't think so. Hang on.
Will Arnett?
Yeah, Will Arnett. Yeah, sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, Will Arnett voicing the antagonist is so good. I absolutely love Will Arnett. But yeah, Tiny Tina Wonderland. The game wasn't very, very well received, but I mean, for it being kind of your first dip into the first person looter shooter, I'm glad that you're really, really enjoying it. If you really want to get more out of Tina's backstory and whatnot, I highly recommend you get into Borderlands 2.
I've got it.
That's where she's first introduced, and yeah, it's it gets. You want to talk about the chaos that's in Wonderlands? There's a lot more chaos in Borderlands 2. Not to mention, having an antagonist like Handsome Jack. That story in Borderlands 2 was so very, very well put together. So that's what makes me excited for Borderlands 4. Any other thoughts on what you're hoping to see at Gamescom there, Rob?
No, I think that's about it. I think Mav hit the nail on the head. I wasn't even thinking Final Fantasy VII Remake, but I think it makes more sense to have it at the Xbox presentation.
Yeah.
If they have it.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I mean, having more Final Fantasy stuff coming up for the Xbox, it would make much more sense just to have it tomorrow. I myself, like I said, like Borderlands is probably the only game on that list that I saw earlier that I'm looking forward to. I tried the first Outer Worlds. I had a really, really hard time getting through it. The first hour is a real slog. And then after that, it gets, I don't know, maybe it's probably just a skill issue, honestly, but it gets instantly more difficult where I'm dying to random crap that I can't see. So.
Get good, scrub.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just thinking another game that would be really interesting to see be ported over to Xbox as well is Stellar Blade.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Good call.
That'd be an interesting one. Again, so that would be something they probably wouldn't release until like the Xbox showcase the day after.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to happen. I don't see that one happening, but it would be interesting if exclusivity is starting to go away. That would be an interesting one to bring over because I mean, Souls games are pretty big right now.
Yeah,
And it's the only Souls like game that well, I guess that and the Jedi series are the only ones that I've really beaten. I would argue that Stellar Blade is slightly harder than Jedi, but I mean it's still a pretty solid game.
Yeah.
And I think that game deserves a little bit more of its flowers, to be honest. But yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean it's I mean knowing like hearing about all the various cuts and layoffs that happened over this past year too, and seeing some games get canceled. Like one of the ones that I was looking forward to was Perfect Dark, and that one got backburnered. So I mean I don't know if that one's ever going to come out. That was one I was looking forward to. So
No, that
for
one's
whatever
canceled. That
comes,
one's dead.
just dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of games that are going to be like that now. So I mean I don't know if Gamescom is really going to bring out something new and mind blowing. It'd be nice. But I imagine Gamescom is going to be more of, seeing stuff that we already know is coming out. We'll probably get some release dates on games that haven't had release dates yet. We might see, like a handful of new games, probably more indie-ish titles. I don't think we'll really see anything AAA related.
I'm wondering if maybe they'll do something for Halo because that was rumored to be moving over to PlayStation this year too.
It's possible. I mean, Halo Infinite is still played. I think is that the new
That's the newest one.
Yeah.
I would actually love to see the Master Chief Collection move over first, to be honest. I think that would be a safer bet.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to other games, yeah, like I said, I don't know how much we're going to see for new announcements that we haven't seen yet. Probably will be very minimal. Probably will be more indie. Very, very unlikely that we'll see anything AAA for releases. I imagine we'll probably see more of that stuff probably around the Video Game Awards later this year.
I was just thinking that myself.
Like we'll probably see some new stuff the day after with the Xbox showcase. Obviously, but there likely will be some Xbox exclusivity for a bit. Yeah, I mean that's kind of my thoughts on it. I think Gamescom is 4 days, isn't it? Like a 4-day convention type of thing.
The one thing that I'm going to add to that is I do think you're right. We're probably not going to see anything really new. I think there's quite a few games that's still slated for this year that are going to get release dates. I think that's the main thing that we're going to be seeing this time around. Just going through the list, a lot of these games already have release dates, which is one of the reasons why I'm kind of shocked that they're rumored at this point in time. I'm still excited for it. I mentioned a few of them, but Chronos is on that list. The new Dawn, that's got a release date. Ninja Gaiden 4's got a release date. Onimusha's got a release date. Silent Hill F has got a release date. Metal Gear Solid's got a release date. They'll probably see something for Lost Souls Aside. That's already got a release date. Outer Worlds 2's got a release date. Borderlands has got a release date. Crimson Desert has been rumored to be bumped to 2026. That information came out today. And then, but just most of Metroid Prime 4's, there's probably going to be a release date for that. I don't think there is one for that yet. And same with Pragmata, I think is slated for next year too. So I mean, there's going to be some new looks, but most of these that are on this list that are rumored, we've got release dates already. Yeah. I said, I'm hoping for new stuff, but we'll probably get
a little bit. But yeah, a lot of it's going to be kind of rehashing all the stuff that we already know is coming and just keeping that hype up, I guess, basically.
Right.
But like I said, we are going to be showcasing it live here on the Level 1 Launch podcast. So make sure you do subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on so you don't miss it. Like I said, we will be going live August 19th. I don't know why I keep saying April. August 19th at 11:30 a.m. Saskatchewan time. That is GMT or UTC -6. So make sure you guys are here for that, and we'll be here. I don't know if any other hosts are going to be joining us. Probably not, because I imagine a lot of people will be working because it's in the middle of the work week. But it is what it is. But any final thoughts before we wrap things up here, gentlemen?
Give us Division 3. No. No, I'm good.
Dude, if they announce that at Gamescom, I will. I'm not going to mention it on here. That'll get us demonetized.
Division
we're
is
not
going to be there.
We're not monetized, so go ahead.
Division 2 is going to be there, but Division 2 is going to be there.
Yeah, they'll announce that DLC package.
Yeah.
But in any case, that is going to do it for us. Let's go ahead and set down our controls. Let's power down our systems. And we're going to go around the table once real quick. Agent Maverick, where can we find you online?
Well, you can find me on the new Geek Corner. I'm got a couple new movie reviews that are going there recently. Haven't really been streaming. I still need to finish off Resident Evil 2. Life has just gotten in the way. There's quite a few moving parts right now for that. I'm hoping to get into that and finish that up here before I take my vacation here next month. So that might be not a this weekend thing, but next. So we'll see how that goes. Outside of that, you can still find me on Twitch when I do stream. But at this point, it's a lot of stuff that I'll be posting will be more on the new Geek Corner.
Excellent. And Irish Bandit Rob, where can the fine folks find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitch. My Twitch schedule is a little more erratic than normal because my monitor crapped out. So basically, a little behind the scenes situation here. I'm actually remoting in from my PC on my laptop to be a part of this because, like I said, my monitor is dead. But which is kind of impacting my Twitch schedule. But I have been looking around my library on Steam, and I have found a few games that I can actually play while on remote. So we're going to give that a try this Saturday. So I will be streaming on Saturday. I just don't know my full schedule for sure. You can also find me on YouTube, where all my VODs get uploaded every weekend. And you can also pick up a copy of my novel Shade Falling over on Amazon. You can get it through their Kindle e-reader or on paperback.
Excellent. And myself, you guys can still find me on Twitch, where I do stream normally about once a week. There's probably going to be a few extra streams coming up here because I'm going to be transitioning to weekend and overnight tech here soon. So guys, you can follow me over on Twitch. You also can check me out over on YouTube. Very, very soon, I am going to be adding hardware reviews to my YouTube channel. I did get a brand new unreleased keyboard from Red Dragon, who I'm also affiliated with. That I'm going to be doing some product testing for them here live on stream. So, or not live on stream, but I'll be doing YouTube videos for them to showcase. So it'll be it won't be that one. Like I said, the keyboard that I'm going to be testing is one that is not currently available yet. So they're waiting to do some product reviews with a handful of various content creators around the world. So I'm going to be excited to do that. There's going to be tons of games coming up later on down the road. Like I said, obviously Borderlands 4 is going to be coming. There will be some Nintendo Switch 2 streams because I do have a pathway to get a Nintendo Switch 2. So I'm going to hold out for the Pokemon bundle when it comes out. So I'm going to start adding some Pokemon content to the channel, which will be kind of fun. We'll see how that goes. There's more Dragon Quest coming out later this year. There's a new Octopath coming out later this year. So there is all kinds of games that are going to be great for the channel and terrible for my wallet. But I'm so excited to keep bringing them out here to you guys. So make sure you follow me on Twitch, follow me on YouTube, follow me on all my socials. For everybody that's here in the channel, all of our social media and links and whatnot will be in the video description down below. So make sure you drop follows everywhere, subscribe everywhere. Just show us some love there. And like I said, make sure that you do drop a like on this video, subscribe to this channel here. And that's going to do it for us. So, for Agent Maverick 86, for Irish Bandit Rob, I am Rider Pride 639, and we'll see you all on the next level. Take care, everyone.